Hello and welcome to another edition of Barça Fan Voice. Today I'm going to take a quick look through the news and transfer rumours, starting with El Mundo Deportivo's lead story today, which talks about a possible swap deal, Coutinho for Kante, and Kante of Chelsea. Now Coutinho has been linked with possible moves to Arsenal and Chelsea. There's also a strong feeling that this summer there may be many exchange deals. So if we could use Coutinho for an exchange, that would obviously be a good move. But is Kante the man for us? 29 years old? His best seasons were probably his season at Leicester and his first season at Chelsea in the 2016-2017 season. And since then he's been played out of position at Chelsea. Are Barca thinking of him as a possible substitute for Busquets? Or do they want to play him further forward as a box-to-box midfielder? For me, his age is a problem. 29, may have already had his best days. But at his best he was fantastic. So maybe he could get that form back again for Barca. I think it's probably unlikely, but we'll have to wait and see. The second story talks about a similar player today, Tanguy Ndombele of Tottenham. Now, if you've seen clips of Ndombele, you can obviously see what a fantastic player he can be. However, he's struggling in the Premier League with the pace, and he does seem to have a problem with his stamina and injuries. I, for one, think this is a very risky option for Barca. Ndombele can look great, but he takes risks in parts of the field where he shouldn't. Perhaps he'll adapt better to the Spanish League than the Premiership, but I have to say I don't think he's a player for Barca. Next up, there's a story coming out of Italy that Inter want Antoine Griezmann in exchange for Lautaro Martinez. Now, of course, we all know of Barca's interest for the Argentinian striker, but it's interesting to see Griezmann being included again in the operation. Just a couple of weeks ago, he was linked with a move to Paris Saint-Germain in exchange for Neymar. So could these constant rumours about Griezmann mean he's going to leave the club in the summer? Barca really need to get a central striker as backup for Suarez and as a possible substitute, but it's difficult to find a man who'd be up for the job. Another possible signing as an alternative to Lautaro, according to Sport, is Alexander Isak, Real Sociedad's 20-year-old striker, who has a release clause of 70 million euros. Isak, of course, was a star in Real Sociedad's 4-3 win over Real Madrid in the Copa del Rey this season, and he looks an exciting prospect. But does he look ready to lead Barca's attack? Would he be a good bet for the future? He at least has the advantage of already having played in the Spanish League, but at 70 million euros he looks like a massive gamble. Now, just a quick mention of Francisco Trincao, the 20-year-old Portuguese winger who will join us next season from Sporting Braga. This week Trincao gave an interview where he stated that he can't wait to wear the shirt of the best club in the world. Well, Francisco, I can't wait to see you. I have to admit I've not seen a full game of Trincao, only a few clips on YouTube, and he looks a great prospect, but it really is very difficult to judge a player just from these clips. We'll have to hope he reaches his full potential at Camp Nou. Moving on from transfer stories now, to look at the latest from the ongoing battles behind the scenes at Barca. Last week, of course, 6 directors announced their resignation from Barca's board of directors. The main man of this group, Emili Roussaud, made accusations when he resigned that somebody had their hand in the till at the club. Barca then announced they would sue Roussaud for defamation. Then last night, Roussaud gave an interview for a Catalan radio station where he admitted he had no proof. Now, there are 2 main questions here. Why didn't Barca wait for the result of their financial investigation, because maybe somebody has had their hand in the till, before deciding to sue? And secondly, if Roussaud knew this was going on when he was inside the club, why didn't he come out with this accusation while he was still a director? It's all a very sad state of affairs really, and one gets the feeling that you can't trust either side. Finally today, a couple of stories to do with football after the lockdown. Of course, we're now in the 5th week of lockdown, though this week the Spanish government announced that certain sectors could return to work this week. Now it seems Real Sociedad planned to hold an individual training session. They were preparing a session where the players would not pass through the dressing room, they would go home to shower. They had consulted with the Basque police about this, but before they could go ahead with the plan, they got a call from the Consejo Superior de Deporte, which is the organisation in charge of sport in Spain. It's supposed to be an independent body, but it's actually set up by the government, and it seems clear that we're going to still have to wait some time before getting back to normality. And perhaps we'll never get back to total normality. A story coming out from Belarus, which is the only place where they're still playing football right now in Europe. Now, the report from El País was following the story of Spanish coaches who are stuck in Belarus and who can't come back to Spain because of the lockdown and the closed borders. The story tells us how this club normally has a crowd of about 9,000 for a home game, and now they're getting about 600 people coming in. And presumably this is because people are just scared to go. As a solution, the club have decided to put dummies in the crowd to try to create more atmosphere. It's really a bizarre situation, and one has to wonder if this is really the world we want to live in. It all seems pretty crazy to me. What do you think about it? And what do you think about all the transfer rumours? Send me a comment down below, and if you like the video, give me a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. I'll be back on Friday with some more. Until then, Bisque el Barça. Bye for now.